Good morning, folks. Welcome back. It's John Pettipas, 20 minutes before 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, which is the 20th day of March 2022. First day of spring. And this morning, the title of my video is A Tribute to Mulgrave Machine Works, of Mulgrave, Guysborough County, Nova Scotia. And in life takes many twists and turns and presents us opportunities. How did the wonderful firm, now known as Mulgrave Machine Works, first get going? There was two wonderful gentlemen. One was the fine Cape Bretoner, Tom Williams, and the second was Charlie Simpson from New Brunswick. I had a grandmother in New Brunswick. They take had birth in New Brunswick. They take in her birthplace of St. John, New Brunswick. So a fine gentleman, Charlie Simpson of New Brunswick and Tom Williams of Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. They were in partnership in a firm called Williams and Simpson that bought 4-foot wood. They had 3 or 4 pulp yards, and they sold 4-foot wood that used to go to West Germany, Yugoslavia, and so on. And fellas would come in with their trucks. Actually, my father early in his life worked with Fonz McKenzie, his friend up the road here at Nainhern, worked for Fonz's then later brother-in-law, Vincent Datu, and they worked on a truck. One drove and worked, another guy was laboring the truck, my father, and they load the pulp and unload it. And so anyway, sometimes stuff would break. And they go to Mulgrave, that Williams and Simpson started to do a bit of welding for the guys, and people started to get trucks with loaders on them, and something would break, and they're welding. And from doing that welding repair work, that was the genesis. That was basically the genesis of what became Mulgrave Machine Works, Mulgrave Machine Shop referred to. And a wonderful young man from up in Chance Harbour, Black Harbour, Pictou County, came down with his mobile welder, and he got to work around the shop. That fine young man was Bob Reed. His young wife and 1 or 2 kids, and the family grew. And he worked there. And there was a Jewish gentleman involved from Montreal. He spoke at Bob's funeral many years ago, 30 years ago plus now. Well, I think it's 30 years ago this year, actually, 30 or 31 years ago. A gentleman from Montreal, because lumber used to have a lumber broker and pulp. And anyway, the guy got involved and provided some capital, I believe, and he was a partner with Tom Williams and Charlie Simpson. And Bob got involved, and he was manager and operations guy and manager, and became shareholder, and eventually bought the company fully. And he was a remarkable man. You know, they take and there's so many dedicated people at that shop. Okay, that someone retired. You think of wonderful Chester Ealer down in Ada's fine husband down in St. Francis Harbour. Peter Bowman from Frankville, Geraldine's wonderful husband. And there's many more. There's many there now, and there's newer people. Some of them I don't know. Many of them I don't know. But I was just as I'm finishing my last video, see out the corner of my eye, there were crows out in the sideline, out by the garden. And the crows here, it's a breezy kind of rainy, windy morning. It was freezing rain, now it's just rain, and the sun's starting to break through. Better days ahead. Spring is here now. Anyway, they take in wonderful Dutch lady at West Bay Road told me one time. I said, I went to one place and they gave me muffins. Another place gave me something in their garden. And she looked at me and smiled and said, John, a flying crow, always finds something. And so that's the way it is in life. A flying crow always finds something. So Bob Reed was a remarkable man. That guy had an extra sense in him. He just, give you an example. One time they were started to get a contract or a bid on a contract to make tanks, round tanks. You put barite drilling mud in and stuff like that. And one of the guys working with Bob said, well, Bob, we're going to build these here for, I think it was Shell Oil. And he said, we've never done that before. And Bob said, fuck it, we'll take a chance and we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, so we'll take those keywords. We'll take a chance and figure it out as we go. Now, for a mere mortal, somebody of lesser abilities, that might be a bit of a reckless statement. But it wasn't for him. He just had this ability. Somebody worked there one time. They said when somebody phones up on the phone asking for something, you never tell them you never did it before. You take and you get as much information as you can, get the number and contact, and you get off the phone. You work like hell half the night and beyond to figure out how to do this and put a bid in that you can hopefully make a profit on it. So they take that willingness to take a chance. Speaking of Shell Oil, they take the first machine shop in Atlantic Canada before St. John's, Newfoundland, before Halifax. The first machine shop, to my knowledge, in Atlantic Canada ever did work on an offshore drilling rig was the wonderful, blessed Mulgrave Machine Works of Mulgrave, Guysborough County, Nova Scotia, right in the port of Mulgrave, town of Mulgrave. They're the first machine shop to ever do work on offshore oil rig, and that was back in the late 60s, early 70s. In fact, the company, late 60s, very late 60s, early 70s, because this year, in July, I had the privilege of attending their 50th anniversary back in July of 2019, so we're quickly approaching 2020, summer 2022. July 22, in about another brief 4 months approximately, they will be celebrating their 53rd anniversary. And they're very resourceful people, and you can go on with this key man. There's some of them aren't there. And one gentleman certainly there is Wayne. They call him Big Wayne. He's a healthy eater like me, healthy eater, wonderful gentleman. Wayne, the host of Frankville, comes to mind. And there's many more. Some of them are gone now. There was Jim Crispo, capable machinist. Another machinist there at one point was Wayne's son Rocky, Master Rocky the Coast. They take and there's dozens more. There's dozens more. So they take Mulgrave Machine Works. Now, as I repeat, in the 53rd year, remains an extremely important part of the economy, and I want to thank all Roseanne, Sean Thibault, his sister Roseanne, and all their wonderful men and all the people work there, and ladies in office, past, present, and future, because the world is full of opportunities, and God only knows what opportunities and future will present us. So they're a very resourceful company, and they started and remain headquartered in Mulgrave, Guysborough County, Nova Scotia. We wish them all the best. God bless. And remember, keep on looking for opportunities. Like the Dutch lady said, she said, John, they say a flying crow always finds something. So just like those crows certainly are there this morning getting something to eat, a flying crow always finds something in life like that. As long as we keep on looking and keep a positive attitude and resourceful, resilient, we always find opportunities out there. Thank you very much. And we salute all the hardworking men and women of Mulgrave Machine Shop. All the best and many future years of prosperity. Bye for now.